always get so nervous before I hit the record button. All right, here we go. You know, imposter syndrome can be a ruthless demon. It can crush your spirit, it can destroy your confidence, and it can keep you from having the kind of impact that you want to have on the world. And if you've been suffering from a little imposter syndrome yourself, then today I want to share 3 things that you can do right now to kick imposter syndrome once and for all. But before I do that, let me just give you a little bit of encouragement. If you're suffering from IS, and yes, I shortened it from imposter syndrome to IS so that I don't have to say imposter syndrome 40 times during this video, you're welcome. If you suffer from IS, take heart. We all feel like an imposter at least once in our life, and some of us multiple times. In fact, if you've ever suffered from feelings of anxiety, from perfectionism, self-doubt, or a fear of failure, you've experienced IS. And who hasn't felt that way at least once in their life? Even the mustachio-sporting philosophizer Friedrich Nietzsche took time to weigh in on the subject when he said, "All great men are play actors of their own ideals." What that means is that anyone who has ever accomplished something great has had to employ, at least for a short time, a little bit of that fake it till you make it mentality. And that's because imposter syndrome tends to show up when we're trying something new, or when you're feeling your most vulnerable. Take this video, for example. I don't have a degree in psychology. I'm not a life coach. I'm not even that good at talking about my feelings. So it would be really easy for me to let my internal dialogue take over and start saying things like, well, who are you to help people? Why don't you leave it to the real experts? Nobody's gonna listen to you. Somebody's gonna call you out publicly in the comments as a fraud. Well, ha! Too late. Called myself out. You see, it's easy to let imposter syndrome drain your spirit and keep you from becoming the person you need to be. So let me give you 3 things that I've done, and I still do, to help you crush imposter syndrome for good. First, and I recognize this may sound a little weird, I want you to find somebody to share your feelings of inadequacy with. It may be hard to do, especially if you're a guy, because we're not that great about talking about our feelings. We certainly don't do it as much as we should. But when you talk about your feelings like that, something inside happens, and you're able to let go of that fear and anxiety just a little bit. And let's face it, if you pick a good friend, they're gonna build you up. They're gonna give you encouragement. And sometimes that's all you need to keep going. Second, focus on the things that you're doing right. Turn your focus external, not internal. For example, earlier in this video, I gave you a bunch of reasons why I'm not qualified to talk about imposter syndrome. I'm also someone who's very introverted, which is why I make videos by myself in a dark room. So imposter syndrome is something that really affects me. But I know that somebody's gonna watch this video and they're gonna get inspired. I'm gonna connect with that person and it's gonna make a difference in their life. And that's more important to me than my ego or the mountain of haters that may come to try and knock me down. Finally, and this is the most important thing that you can do to finally kick imposter syndrome to the curb, is to keep taking on bigger and bigger challenges. By continuing to tackle and achieve new goals, you gain confidence. And then when those feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt boil to the surface, you have a bunch of past experiences and accomplishments to help give you the courage to take massive action. One of the best ways to challenge yourself is by learning a new skill, preferably one that helps you increase your impact and your income. So I want you to check out this video I did right here that lays out the 6 most valuable skills that you can learn right now to increase your impact and your income. So stick with me for just a few more minutes, click on the video, and I'll see you in just a second.